Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video I will be giving you guys my week 2 preview of the Washington football team versus the Arizona Cardinals. I will be giving you guys an injury update, keys to victory for Washington, and I will be giving you guys my final score prediction at the end of the video. So if you guys are new, subscribe for Washington and NFL content. So let's get into it. So like I said, we will start with an injury update, and this will be quick because there's nothing big, and I talked about it in the last video, but Kendall Fuller was practicing fully, and so was Thomas Davis. Cole Holcomb was limited. Everyone else that was not listed there is fully healthy and participating, so that is very good news. We'll talk about what Kendall Fuller, all those guys mean to Sunday's game a little bit later. Arizona has some other injuries, and this was from Wednesday. They have not released their injury report for today, but center Mason Cole is dealing with an injury. Kylie Fitz, Larry Fitzgerald, and DeAndre Hopkins were both out, but not injury related. Jalen Thompson, who's a safety who's pretty good and was just placed on IR, and Max Williams, who's an okay tight end right there. So they're dealing with some injuries right there, but nothing major, just like Washington. Both teams are relatively healthy heading into week 2. So now on to my keys to victory for Washington, and then I will be giving you guys my score prediction at the end of the game. So number 1 is contain Kyler Murray. Don't let him get a lot of rushing yards on the ground. We will not win, or most likely we will not win if he has the same performance rushing wise, at least, that he had last week. 91 rushing yards is way too much, and he's going to be able to evade sacks. So what I'm hoping we do is maybe place a QB spy on him, someone like John Bostic, someone who's pretty quick that can get to him, maybe even Sean Dion Hamilton. But Sean Dion Hamilton, you kind of want him in coverage, but either way, a QB spy would be nice. And we're going to have to be aggressive, but also at the same time, you don't want to be too aggressive, because if you have too many guys going at him, he could easily evade, and then he's going to have open field to run. We do not want that. In the past with Greg Minuski, we've had a lot of problems against mobile quarterbacks, so this is going to be a test for us. I want to see how our defense reacts, especially in a Jack Del Rio led defense. So that's the biggest thing there. Just contain Kyler Murray, at least run wise. Don't let him get too many yards after the line of scrimmage rushing wise, and also get him down. He's like Carson Wentz. I mean, Carson Wentz is a lot tougher, and he does that kind of duck move where he evades sacks, but Kyler Murray's going to evade sacks. He's going to extend plays. He's going to do a lot of that stuff, so make sure he doesn't win the game for them by running the football. So that's number 1 right there. Number 2 is we have to start off strong. We will most likely not win against a team like the Cardinals if Haskins starts out like he did last game, where he started off 3 for 12. If our defense starts out like they did, it's just not going to work out. We have to start out at least solid on both sides of the football. I think our defense will be able to. I just hope Haskins, kind of picks up where he left off in the second half, and obviously some of that falls on the players around him, but Haskins has to be more consistent throughout the game. He played pretty well in the second half, but the first half, he kind of dug us in a hole. It wasn't all his fault, like I said. The offensive play calling wasn't the best, and the players around him weren't the best, but our team overall has to start out strong and be consistent, but especially Dwayne Haskins, if we want to win this game. So that was the second key to victory. And number 3, this is another really, really important one, probably the second most important, or third behind Kyler Murray. We have to be able to contain DeAndre Hopkins. He had his career high in catches last week with 14. He had 14 catches for 151 yards. It's going to be interesting to see who covers DeAndre Hopkins. It's probably not going to be Jimmy Moreland. He is way too small. My guess is it's probably Fabian Moreau. I do not want Ronald Darby on him. And we'll see about Kendall Fuller, but I think Fabian Moreau would be it would be a good test for him, and we'll see how he does. But we have to be able to contain him, have some safety help over the top, have Troy Apke or whoever, Cameron Curl, Landon Collins isn't going to be doing too much in safety help, but have someone who can come over the top if Fabian Moreau or whoever gets beat, so that they can make a play on the ball and at least make the tackle and avoid the huge game gain, because if he has a game like he did last week, 151 yards, it's going to be hard to win. So that's my thing right there. I really, really hope we can contain him. Anything under 100 yards is a win for me. 151 though, that is way too much. And you saw, I think Kyler Murray, I can't remember exactly how many yards, 230 passing yards. You see that he only had 80 yards to receivers other than DeAndre Hopkins. That includes Larry Fitzgerald, Christian Kirk, Andy Isabella. So, there was receiving core, we thought it was going to be really good, and, it could have been just week 1, but outside of DeAndre Hopkins, he doesn't seem to have very good chemistry with anyone else. We'll see how that situation progresses, but I really, really want to double team him, or at least have some safety help over the top, like I said. So that is the third key to victory, and yeah, it's a very, very, very important one. So the next one is we have to protect Dwayne Haskins. They don't have an amazing D-line, but they do have one of the best edge rushers in all of football in Chandler Jones, who's very, very good, leads the league in sacks a lot of the times, and he's going to be going up against Jerron Christian, assuming he does start. Sadiq Charles is fully healthy, so we'll see how that plays out, but I doubt Sadiq Charles gets his first start against Chandler Jones, but we have to be able to protect Dwayne Haskins. We kind of got lucky last week. Dwayne Haskins got the ball out quick and avoided a lot of sacks. We still allowed 3 sacks, which is a lot. That's coming out to 48 sacks in a year, but hopefully we can keep that number at 3 or below this week against the Arizona Cardinals. Got to make sure. I think Chandler Jones had a sack last week, but Jerron Christian has to play better, and Wes Martin does too. They were graded second to last and last at guard and tackle last week, so they were absolutely abysmal last week. They played a little bit better in the second half, which is encouraging, and PFF isn't necessarily the best when it comes to grades. They graded Cornelius Lucas at an 86 last year, so they're not the best, but still, if you watch the tape, they did not play well at all, and they're gonna have to play better if we want to win. Dwayne Haskins, he did have a fumble, and Jerron Christian, he ended up recovering the fumble, but that was all on Jerron Christian. He has to play better for Dwayne to be able to have more time in the pocket to get to the receivers, and so the receivers have more time to create separation. So the last key to victory is our run game has to be way more consistent, and I want to get the ball to Antonio Gibson more than we did last week. I felt like, I thought, honestly, in the beginning of the game, we kind of force-fed him the ball too much and carries that weren't necessarily the best, and, it kind of deflated his total numbers. But I felt like in that, end of that first quarter to second quarter, I liked what we were doing with Antonio Gibson. He was playing a lot better. And then the second half, he just got almost 0 carries. It was all for Peyton Barber, who averaged 1.9 yards per carry. Granted, a lot of those plays were, plays where they knew we were going to run because we were either trying to chew clock out or get a first down when it was 3rd and short. So, but still, he did not play good, and I think our running game, or he didn't play great. We need to be more consistent with our running game, give the ball more to Gibson. I think he's a big play guy. We'll see if Love plays, but especially if we get out to an early lead, lean on the run game to waste some time. And then obviously, that's why I said we have to start out, well, because if we don't start out good against Arizona, we're gonna have to rely on our pass game to catch up. So that's my thing. Those are my 5 keys to victory. And then obviously these ones are every week, and I didn't want to include them in this week because I did it in last week, and they're kind of obvious ones. We have to be able to make halftime adjustments, just like Ron Rivera, Jack Del Rio, Scott Turner did last week. Turnover battle, we did last week. Ron Rivera has a super high winning percentage when winning the turnover battle, and then we have to get off the field on 3rd down and convert on 3rd down on offense. So that is it right there for the keys to victory. And my score prediction, I don't have an exact one. This one's just tough for me. I feel like it's going to be a 7-point game either way, us winning by 7, them winning by 7. It's tough for me. I don't see us blowing them out. And, it's a tough matchup. They got a decent defense. They have some good corners. Their linebackers aren't the best. They have some young guys right there, but it's going to be an interesting game. I want to hear what your guys' score prediction is in the comments. I think it's going to be, like I said, I don't have an exact one. I'm sorry about that. I still have to watch some more tape, but I think it's going to be in the low 20s, maybe 21, 24. That's what I predicted last week, or maybe 23, 27. I feel like we're going to win. I have a good feeling about the game, but this game really could go either way. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please smash the like button. Subscribe if you guys are new, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss a video. And yeah, I can't wait for this game, and I can't wait to prove all the doubters and haters wrong. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.